This is Mr. Landshark bringing the finest on Warrrior Retribution cast this side of East Yorkshire, and today we have a 3 versus 3 on Sakiris Plateau, not to be confused with Shakuris Plateau from StarCraft 2. On the blue team we have God's Eye View playing as a war boss. We have Chapter Master Ken Jarxia playing as a war boss. We have Eagle playing as a Chaos Lord. And on the red team we have Axel145 playing as a Warp Spider Exarch. We have Lionheart playing as a Chaos Lord. And we have Bullettooth playing as a Force Commander. So, yeah, everyone's just getting their normal builds, nothing too out of the ordinary. We have both Orcs doing, or for the blue team, having a mirror match. In their builds, we have Chapter Master going for the Freebooter skin, which I prefer just purely because the Orc War Boss talks in a slightly Irish accent, and as we all know, Irish accents are probably the most attractive accents there are, as opposed to normal English accents. Not sure if a Orc War Boss can sound attractive, but by God, can you just not imagine all the Lady Orcs getting a little bit wet over his accents? Plus he's a pirate as well, and who does not like pirates? As we all know, pirates would win versus ninjas in a pirate versus ninjas thing. Actually, if you've ever watched the program Deadliest Warrior, what they do is that they take they take either ninjas or like Saxons or Romans, and they get like historical professionals from like way yonder back, and they make them face off in like a computerized simulation. And for Xbox Live, I think you can download a game that they've done where you can actually make pirates fight ninjas, and we all agreed after playing a couple of games that ninjas just do not compare against pirates, purely because of guns and just pirates with hats and stuff. But anyway, back to this game. We have Chapter Master going for a full retreat, apart from his, I think for this, actually no. Then who's his? Oh no, I thought these Chaos Space Marines were Orcs for a second then. Oh no, I was right. Full retreat apart from one Shooter Boy squad, having lost quite a lot from I think he was fighting Eldar just then. We have the Warp Spider retreating for some reason, probably to regain health. He's done all he can up here by capturing, no point in overextending, worrying if he might get caught off guard by these Shooter Boys with a big shooter, and also getting the Knob Leader now. Warboss got no upgrades so fast, neither have the Slugger Boys. We have battle equipment going on for the Guardians, and some Shuriken Cannon weapons teams setting up. Sadly, that's just unfortunate. That is just really unfortunate placement. Those Guardians will fall back after losing 3 models. We now have some Chaos Space Marines coming up. Some Howling Banshees. If there's one thing I've learned through using Howling Banshees, is that you can't send them directly forward into a battle. However, they have got the Shooter Boy squad down to 1 guy left. After only losing 1 model, they did lose a lot of health there. They might want to retreat, or at least fall back to the safety of the Shuriken Cannons. We now have some Noise Marines going for Lionheart, and some Looters going for Chapter Master, who's going very heavy Tier 1. He's got 2 Slugger Boys going up with his War Boss. What else have we got going at the moment? We have this Shuriken Cannon team trying to hold these guys off as long as possible. He is now going to retreat it. Warp Spider Exarch engaging in melee, I think he is. Might want to engage in this Shooter Boy squad up here, since Warp Spider is actually quite good in melee without any upgrades. However, not against other units that are primarily melee based. We have Noise Marines trying to disable the Orc Sluggers. Cacophony now going down. Obviously you cannot disable sharp weapons or blunt weapons. One Slugger Boy squad going... Actually, what, did they go down? No, they did not. Another War Boss going down. Chapter Master is going down. Not doing very good at keeping his units alive. All the Chaos squads will escape without dying. We have a grenade going off. And now these Howling Benches are going to retreat. These Guardians are going to stay here and will now also retreat. So purely due to the mass of Orcs that there are there, they are going to survive, but still not very... It's quite an expensive tactic. But then again, if your allies, there we go, God's Eye View going for tier 2, it's sometimes a good idea to have one person go heavy tier 1 just to have early map dominance, as what we can see is going on here. While the rest of your guys, your team goes tier 2. But of course that requires a lot of teamwork. And quite often in public and ranked matches you do not normally get teamwork. We now have Eagle capturing this requisition down here. Some Space Marines moving this way, going to try and capture this victory point. 2 Space Marine squads versus 1 Space Marine squad. You know, I can guarantee you which one's going to win. We now have Armor of Inferno for the Chaos Lord. I'm not sure whether that's another glitch, whether that's meant to be there or not. Oh no, it's a tier 2 upgrade that is just put there for now. So that's going to start upgrading the moment he goes tier 2. Some Corn worship going on. The Chaos Lord is now going to move up. I think my phone's going off actually. Oh no, that was a text, I apologise. Rule number 1, you should always switch your mobile phones off. Treat casting like watching something in the cinema. These guys are now going to retreat. Orcs moving up, going to engage. The War Boss are going to try and get in as close as possible to engage. These guys are going to be knocking them over with his stomping abilities. Cacophony going off to stop these 3 sluggers. They are now going to have a retreat, that all the melee is going to retreat. These shooter boys are going to do as much damage as they can, however the Chaos Lord will force these guys to retreat. What Spider looks like now with the improved warp generator. We might see him get his blades. He's now going for tier 2. These orcs are going to retreat and they are going to try and bash this power node. Chaos Lord now going up to this power node. He might not want to take these power nodes, but instead concentrate on the 2 victory points that his team does not have. That's quite a grave mistake. However, his teammate will be capturing that VP. The middle slowly but surely turning more and more red. Chapter Master now going for his tier 2. We now have a War Truck for God's Eye View. And a lot of tier 1. If the War Truck can properly support these units, there will be a serious force to reckon with. These Slugger Boys are now being chased off by these Howling Benches. Not engaging in melee, obviously the Noise Marines are not all that good in melee. Plus they probably wouldn't have got any model kills off anyway. Still, he who dares wins, I guess. These guys are now splitting up. This War Truck going off by itself. I presume it's got units in. Yep. It's got a unit of Shooter Boys and Slugger Boys in. Going to get as close as they can. Going to unleash some Slugger Boys. However, Cacophony also going off. War Truck might want to back off at least just a little bit, just so that the Chaos Lord doesn't get any decent smacks in. We now have the icon of Khorne for the Chaos Lord, making him more durable in combat. This War Truck will escape. War Boss does go down. A lot of long-ranged Decker for the Orcs. And Slugger Boys are now going to force these Guardians off. We now have Howling Banshees with their aspect of the Banshee and their Banshee Exarch. Going to try and engage these shooters in melee. Going to suppress them. However, should have saved that Banshee Scream thing for all this and then retreating, but however they lose the entire squad. That's just a lot of tier 1 orcs, obviously being very good en masse. We now have the Galaxy Baron taking our 1 squad. Chapter Master has now lost quite a lot of his units in that engagement. Again, he is now kind of overextending. He's just trying to get away from all this and then trying to maybe like go this way and then retreat, so his retreat path isn't cut off by all these guys. Warp Spiders, very good choice for Axel. Double Warp Spiders actually. That Warp Spider squad was probably dropped in by his global ability. Warp Spiders are very good against infantry. These orcs are now going to capture this VP. Red team with 2-6-3 as opposed to the blue team's 3-7-4. However, blue team is slowly but surely getting more and more of a grip. Getting more, and they're just wearing the blue team down. Chapter Master losing quite a lot of his units there. We now have Bullet Tooth. I was about to call him Bluetooth then. Setting up his Devastators. Going to be capturing this. Although there's not many blue squads down here. We have some Cacophony again going down. Excellent use of the Noise Marines by Lionheart. Now being chased off. Chaos Lord for Eagle now has Lightning Claws. Chaos Lord for Lionheart has absolutely no upgrades whatsoever. He now has some Plague Marines. We have some Mark of Zinch for the Chaos Space Marines, some Noise Marines and some Plague Marines. That's a good god mixture for Lionheart. He's got a Corn Lord, Zinch, Space Marines, Slanesh, Noise Marines and some Nurgle. Plague Marines is what I like to see. Nice little mixture. We've got some Wraith Lords coming in, actually Wraith Guard even, coming in for Axel. His Warp Spider's just casually chilling, just waiting for this war truck coming this way. He might want to teleport in, get one grenade off, wait for that effect to wear off, and then throw another grenade. These Guardians, level 3 Guardians, doing very good at being kept alive. Obviously the key to victory in any Dawn of War game is to keep your units alive, which is something that Chapter Master has learnt the hard way, with all his units being up. We've got about to call it a stick bomb, from what the orcs were calling it. We had just a grenade. For the life of me I can't remember, now that the orcs have called it a stick bomb. Doing quite a bit of damage. Double Warp Spiders doing insanely large amounts of damage. We now have a Nob squad for God's Eye View. Very, very difficult to deal with. Tier 3 orcs are insanely good. Might want to teleport, killing this war boss. 10 health left, 5 health left, 1 health left, and it goes down. Shooter boys are going to run into the safety of this war truck. A lot of ranged stuff here. Plague Marines, you can tell that Lionheart is a fairly high level Chaos player, due to every time you level up, or at least sometimes when you level up, the skin for your units change. And some people like this version of Plague Marines. I don't like them purely because of the 2 big horns. I think that's a little bit overkill, you know. But hey, everyone to their own. These Warp Spiders have been caught out of position. These guys are going to retreat, probably out of energy to teleport away. These guys are also going to retreat, trying to avoid these Orc Nobs. They have not got any upgrades as far as I can tell so far. However, that does not make them any less effective in combat. Some Orc Slugger boys almost getting taken out in that. Nob squad without any upgrades does not want to engage without support. They have very a random headbutt by the Orc Nob. Do not want to engage without support. It's the same for any unit really. Some Chaos Heretics just bashing this power down here. Noise Marines being set up with their Blast Master. Rift Guards just trying to avoid this Chaos Lord for as long as possible. What are the upgrades like? Still improved Warp Jump Generator, Lionheart with his Armor and Feather, Icon of Corn and Lightning Blades. Bullet Tooth, no upgrades so far. Been kind of neglecting what's been going on down here. Obviously with only one victory point there's less battles going on. Blue team have got this entire place locked down. We have got a Land Raider for Bluetooth. God's Eye View with no upgrades for his War Boss. Chapter Master with a Trophy Rack for his War Boss. And Eagle with the exact same build as Lionheart. Chaos Land Raider? Nope, just a normal Land Raider. Doing all kinds of slow damage. Going to be chasing these guys away, pushing them back. Where the rest of his unit, he has also got a Force Commander in Terminator Armor. Obviously, when a Force Commander gets his Terminator Armor upgrade, for some reason, another unit will take his place in the where he should be. I do not know why. If any of you could tell me why and how to fix it, I would much appreciate it. After all, I am not very good with computers ever. Some blob capping. I would advise against this in every aspect of your Dawn of War life. Obviously, one guy can capture this, and then you could be capturing all these kind of things. But yet, this Chaos Lord will be chased off by this War Truck. He knows what's inside. A Nob squad and two Slugger Boy squads. Going to chase this guy away. He is in full retreat. These Guardians are going to capture this point. This Power Nerd Warp Spider is also going to capture this point as well. Fairly even game as far as I can tell. Still anyone's game, really. We now have Chapter Master with two Nob squads supporting a Great Unclean One. This is going to be a very difficult thing to deal with. These Warp Spiders are going to get the hell out of there. They will not be able to deal with this by themselves. Just kiting as much as they can. We now have the Rift Guard firing into the Slugger Boys. Some Noise Marines probably playing some Justin Bieber or some Rebecca Black at full volume, forcing these guys to retreat. Warboss just soloing around. These Shooter Boys. You see, again, another problem with having lots of units is that microing becomes more difficult. You tend to sometimes forget about units. We now have these Zinch Chaos Space Marines doing lots of damage. He may as well retreat. Double Plague Marines for Lionheart. And we have another War Truck going for God's Eye View. Probably lost. Oh, but we have a big engagement coming up here with this bottleneck. It's very difficult for these guys to get up here without being stuck in a lot of battle. They have been sandwiched between this Land Raider, these Noise Marines. Oh no, not Noise Marines. This Devastator, taking a hell of a lot of damage, almost losing a Nob squad, losing a Slugger Boy squad. That was a very good engagement going down here. The Great Unclean One not doing so much. Don't know why, maybe his attentions were elsewhere, probably due to an engagement going on round here somewhere. He's now going to pull this Warp Spider Exarch down here, going to try and kill it off before pulling back. Might be able to kill it. No, and the Warp Spider Exarch just narrowly escapes and is going to capture this point. This is a poor use of your Great Unclean One. He does not want to stay here for any longer than he needs to, and this Great Unclean One will go down, being fully surrounded. Force Commander is now going to escape before he escapes. And again, obviously, a Great Unclean One enjoys dying anyway. Just happy to be there. This War Boss does go down as well. Devastator squad also been very ravaged in that battle. Blue team now on the back foot here. They have lost quite a lot. Another Great Unclean One going for Eagle. obviously not spending his money too well while having that great and clean one there. We now have an avatar of Kane going for Axel. We had a Chaos global ability go down here. Not sure how much damage that did. Warp Spider's now doing an incredibly large amount of damage here. If these Noise Marines can get a shot off with these Warp Spiders being so closely packed, they could do a lot of damage. However, obviously being on the cusp of this hill, they can't fire through a hill. Might get a shot off. No. Again, just like the, what's it called? The weapons platform for Axel at the beginning. If you're on the cusp of a hill, you can't fire through a hill, and it was just bad placement. Or unlucky placement. Gonna get one shot off as they retreat. Knocks a couple of guys over, not doing too much damage. More chaos, bad stuff going down here. Gonna stop this Snob Squad from taking this point. They might go down, but they are being defiant and going down. Obviously, throwing some guys into the meat grinder purely because they do not have the luxury of time. Warp Spider with a improved warp generator, teleporting all his guys there and taking out the... Oh, but we've got some rocks going on. That was very unfortunate. Warp Spider managing to teleport out of the way. However, this just taking a lot of damage. One Warp Spider squad getting taken out in that, while still taking a lot of damage. Shooter Boy is going to try and take on this blob of, but then obviously it's not. They shouldn't have just been there anyway. Probably been distracted by something else. Obviously, when you are so much on the back foot and you're trying to do as much as you can, you're under a lot of pressure, and so you do make mistakes more often. We now have a push coming from Eagle. The Nurgle, the what's he called? Greater Demon, gonna get involved in as much melee as possible. However, that was still not enough, and the red team do take the victory. That's a very that's a bright light. But yeah, battle wagon for the God's Eye view. But obviously, all too little, all too late. But a very good game nonetheless. Obviously, blue team had a very good start at the beginning with their tier 1, but due to not being able to keep their units alive and just throwing some super units away needlessly in battle, forced them to lose the game. Well, thank you for watching. It's been a good game, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye for now.